My fellow Americans, good evening. The astronauts have exploded. Hello, my name is President Richard Nixon. The crew members of the Apollo 11 spacecraft, Edwin Buzz Aldrin, Neil Buzz Armstrong, and Michael Buzz Collins have become dead in space. Something went wackle with the machines, and like many great men before them, Buzz and his husbands exploded. While the loss of these brave men is tragic, we should not weep for them, for they understood the risks of a lunar mission. They knew that space was an area where things go wackle with the machines. We made it clear that if they exploded in space, there was very little hope of putting them back together. I'm sure as their spaceship was rupting into a flaming chamber lit all around them, the astronauts were thinking, this makes a lot of sense. We can take comfort in that. Buzz and his husbands did not jump into space because they knew they would succeed. Now they went to space because mankind has an unquenchable thirst for strange new rocks. The moon is brimming with weird stones and boulders, and we want them. Mankind wants the baffling rocks, and even though these men exploded, we were going to send more men to get the rocks. I knew these men, and I knew their bravery and courage. On the night before the Apollo 11 spacecraft was launched into space by unknown forces, I came into Neil Armstrong's bedroom and woke him up. I said to him, Neil, are you scared that you will die in space? And Neil Armstrong said to me, Mr. President, I am worried about dying in space. But my irrational lust for bizarre faraway rocks is stronger than my fear of exploding. And I took Neil Armstrong's hand into my much larger hand and say to him, Neil, I want you to bring me back some cold rocks from the moon. Because I want to have them in my house, and I want to warm up the rocks with a hair dryer and have them be warm. And Neil Armstrong said, I'll either do that or I'll explode, and I don't care which one happens. Then Neil Armstrong got out of bed, walked out of his own bedroom, and left his house, leaving me alone in the dark. I knew Buzz Aldrin, too. He was brave and noisy. He would often boast that when he got to the moon, he would jam a Japanese flag into the soil just to make NASA shriek and holler. I often told him, Buzz, do not cram a flag of Japan into the soul of the moon. Do the American flag instead. And Buzz would say, with all due respect, Mr. President, fuck you. I'm going to bring 9 Japanese flags to cover the surface of the moon in Japanese flags, and then when aliens see the moon through their binoculars, they will say, I guess the thing belongs to Japan. Buzz was a great man. The less that is said about Michael Collins, the better. And so it is with a heavy heart that we bid farewell to Buzz and his magnificent husbands. They were as noble as they are dead. They've exploded all the way, and for that we salute them. We've got to get our hands on those weird rocks from the moon. I want to taste the boulders of the moon. I think they will taste like urine. We're going to send a whole new batch of space divers up to the moon tomorrow so that they can get the space rocks for me. Okay, President Nixon is going back to sleep now. I love you, America. Good night, my country. I'll see you next week.